Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another game of Homeworld, and an immense sense of deja vu because we have another 1v1 on the map Subjugate Your Friends. Now, if you've seen the last game, you will have noticed the quite interesting event that occurred in it, and how that affected the length of the game, as it were. So I thought I'd do another one just right off the bat here, and hopefully we can have, well, more... I don't know how to describe it without spoiling the last game, but hopefully this will be a good game to watch. Not saying that the last game wasn't. The last game was good to watch, but if you've seen it, you'll know why I'd like to do a second one, and it's basically the same setup. We have different players though. Today, this will be... I've forgotten already. This is CollosalTobacco, who is yet another old player that we saw. In fact, I think it might have even been my very first game, or at least my second or third game was with CollosalTobacco, and his opponent over here is Wrench. Again, neither of them, I'm aware, are in clans or anything, so I have no idea how they're going to play. I think CollosalTobacco is quite a experienced player though. I've not seen Wrench. Or maybe I have, I don't know. I think all the games are starting to merge into one huge Homeworld game in my head. I've been having various dreams of Homeworld games. I dreamt that it came out for the Oculus Rift as well, and you could just look around in full virtual dimension 3D, and oh, it would be so awesome if it had Oculus Rift support, especially with the remastered edition that will have was it 4K graphics in 3D on Oculus Rift, and oh, that would be, and then you could go into pilot view, which is this, and like mod-in joystick support, so you could control the and yeah, I would die of a heart attack if Gearbox announced that they were doing that. But until they do, we have well, I have this running at 800 by 600. That's the only resolution I can run and still get a decent frame rate on the recordings. One day I will get the new computer, and yeah. So that was a way to kill a few minutes of time before things kick off. So let's take a look at what our players are doing. We can see now CollosalTobacco is also going for defenders. He only has 2 resource collectors though, which is a slightly worrying number, unless there's something more in the middle. Oh, there are. Okay, that's good. So he has 2 there and 2 there. So he is up to 4. His opponent has 3 here, and there's 4, and they've both got resource controllers, support frigates there for, I believe, both players now. Yep, that's the support frigate. There's the second one. So I think, and yes, there are defenders out for both players. Not there. There's the defenders. See if we can get a bit closer view. There we go. So both players doing pretty much identical really. The only major difference is the research ships for CollosalTobacco in the centre of the map, whilst they're over here. Oh no, that's not research ships, those are, for some bizarre reason, 4 light corvettes. I hope he remembers about them, because while in the mid-game 4 light corvettes may not be much, in the first confrontation, when everything kicks off and everything's kamikazing into each other and whatnot, 4 light corvettes can mean the difference between victory and defeat. So keep an eye on them. I mean, there's 9 light corvettes here for CollosalTobacco, and that means I think here are the only light corvettes for Wrench. So he's outnumbered 2-1 in the corvette count, which is not good to be. And actually here we can see now CollosalTobacco coming in, 25 scouts, 9 light corvettes, 8 defenders. Keep an eye on the scout numbers, and on the explosion numbers, we can kind of see who's winning there. We've seen a couple of explosions now, and only 1 scout going down for CollosalTobacco, the second and third. So I think it's actually roughly even so far, maybe? It's only a handful of scout losses for both players. In fact, let's turn on this, let's see if we can get it. Yeah, it's definitely pretty even at the moment. Of course, there's this huge Corvette wall here. Ah, no, I haven't selected them. Okay, there's been more scout reinforcements. So who knows what's going on? I actually think now that CollosalTobacco has the advantage. He's got a nice defender set up here. They're not going to be targeted down. They can just kill things, and it does look like now that CollosalTobacco has kind of won here. The ships have stopped moving, which just meant a lot of them got picked off. But now some kamikaze attacking in. But reinforcements from Wrench, I think, may be enough to swing it back into his favour. Definitely from this point of view, it's looking... yeah, it could go either way, I think. Wrench has not remembered about these four, so we'd have to see if they make a move at any time. Otherwise, CollosalTobacco does have his Corvette line formed up and they're getting healed up. Whereas Wrench's Corvettes are sort of scattered, outnumbered, and not being healed up by these support frigates. These two support frigates of Wrench aren't really doing a thing. As long as these are healing up, they can keep these remaining light Corvettes alive a lot easier. Heavy Corvettes mixed in as well, and along with the defenders still. 15 defenders. That's quite a scary force. The problem might be is that they have nothing to protect them. I mean, you can see here they're taking out quite effectively lots of scouts and whatnot, but they don't have the hit points to take the return fire. So if there was a bit of cannon fodder in between these defenders and the enemy, they'd be utterly killing everything with a few losses in return. But there isn't, so I mean that's a lot of defenders down already. But I think it's enough to give CollosalTobacco an advantage. He now feels comfortable enough to go after the resource harvesters. It may not quite be there yet. I don't think Wrench has given up the fight yet. Still has these over here, and now his mothership is sort of moving into battle as well. So who knows which way. Well, I think CollosalTobacco is going to be doing pretty well. He's building up this nice Corvette wall, and we're getting to the stage where he can produce 2 Corvettes at a time. His opponent can't. I don't know what research his opponent's gone for actually, so once this Corvette wall gets into this sort of strength, it starts to get quite hard to destroy unless you can get a lot of ships together at once. And the problem for Wrench is he's only producing a handful of ships at a time, so he's producing... well, he can only build 1 scout, 1 light Corvette and 1 assault frigate at a time, and that's just not going to be enough to overwhelm this here. And that's just the way. That was something kamikazing into something else. That was the research ships kamikazing into 2 support frigates, which is nice. I mean, that's definitely something. The problem is he's got nothing really to take advantage of it. And we can see now multi-gun corvettes coming out for CollosalTobacco, so he can be producing 3 corvettes at once to reinforce this group, and it's got the support frigate there to keep it alive, and Wrench can only be producing scouts, light corvettes and assault frigates and support frigates and defenders as well, I suppose, but there's enough defenders here to counteract that. So this corvette wall is rapidly gaining in number, and there's just not really anything that Wrench can do to destroy it. So I think this is definitely now into CollosalTobacco's favour, and it looks like he's just got to clean everything up. He's going for the harvesters at the start, and once that's done, well, he's basically crippled. He will have basically crippled everything that Wrench has. That sentence meant nothing and was completely pointless to say. I apologise, and I will throw in my caster's badge immediately. But yes, so we just got to sit back, really, and watch for CollosalTobacco to win. course, Reg could be going for Gravel Generator. That will certainly be incredibly useful against these corvettes, because they'll have a bit of a struggle to escape. I think these defenders will also struggle to escape. They're quite slow, but it doesn't really... I don't know why. I'm just not expecting Wrench to come out with one. He might try defense field frigate as well, but as we've seen, they can be a bit hit and miss. He needs to get lots of frigates out, really. But at the moment, I mean, these frigates here, they aren't really doing anything. Or these support frigates. Something just kamikazed again. I think that was, or just died. That may have been his resource controller, I think. Otherwise, yeah, this is game over. So I'd like to congratulate CollosalTobacco. I keep on wanting to say Grand Mal Seizure, but no, this is CollosalTobacco. I think they're different players. They might not be. Who knows? Or it could be. It will be annoying if it turns out that every one of these games actually has the same player in, and it just changes his name each time. I don't think that's... The chances of that happening are incredibly low, but you never know. Anyway, yes, congratulations to Grand Mal Seizure, and commiserations to Wrench. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. Again, another fairly short game, and a fairly one-sided game. Hopefully my next one will either be a 2v2 that'll last longer, or, you know, another one of those old style... I don't want to say old style, but another one of those games that I was casting months ago, unless I'm getting nostalgic about it, where both sides build up to frigates and get destroyers out, and it's all not one-sided, is what I'm trying to say. Because at the moment, yeah, this is the last 2, maybe even 3 games have been pretty much a slaughter by one player. Well, not necessarily finishing in 10 minutes. Actually, I think the last game did finish in 12 minutes something. But you know what I'm talking about and what I'm blabbering on about. It's a game that's fun to watch and is nail biting and dance to wire and, you know, not this one-sided really. And yeah, that's about as much as I can say on it. Feel free to stop watching now, because it's pretty much over. I'm going to keep on recording nonetheless, because I'm a completionist and a perfectionist. But unless this is the most heroic assault frigate crew ever, well, they're dead now, so they can't be. There's not a huge amount. It's all over. It's over. It's plainly over. I don't know why Wrench is staying in the game. He should just leave now. He's wasting his own time. He's wasting Grand Mal Seizure's time. He's wasting your time. Well, actually, technically, since he never knew this was going to be casted, I can't really blame him for that. You can blame me for that. I'm now wasting your time. Last gasp harvester going down. It's only going to be a few more seconds before it too explodes, with its crew desperately trying to rush towards the escape pods, only to realise the homeworld engine is so old it doesn't have escape pods. Maybe they will be in Homeworld 3 or in Shipbreakers, but until then, whenever a ship dies, it takes the crew out with it. Which is really sad when you think of the motherships having all those 600,000 colonists aboard. But what can we do? It was like, what, 1998, 99? Didn't have the technology to render escape pods. Oh, and now, finally, Wrench has remembered those 4 light corvettes. I'd like to say they give him a chance of winning, but they really don't. There are now more frigates out than there are corvettes, including iron cannon frigates. I kind of just want to shut up now. There's nothing I can say. Even going into pilot view, my favourite thing in the world, is not really giving us an exciting view. But as I said, I'm going to keep this going because I have to. I wonder how this mothership got damaged. Look here, this mothership is... yeah. Well, I hate being silent in these casts. I've been watching Husky cast for so long and he just never shuts up. There we go, the mothership is on fire. It will be dead soon. Don't worry, the nightmare is almost over. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching to the end. And thank you for watching in general, etc, etc. Come on, just a few more hit points. It's almost dead. It's almost dead and then I can be free. Come on. See, they have time to get to the escape pods if they had them. Well, this explosion is going to do a lot of damage. It's probably going to take out all these defenders, but yeah. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you and goodbye.